Hello everybody, welcome back to the final day of, what is this, case 3? So, October 20th, 10 a.m., District Courtroom, number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was presented in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. Edgeworth, you aren't going to comment on that? You aren't going to comment how someone's finally giving you their name and occupation right away? Oh my god. Because I'm flabbergasted that someone did it. Go ahead. On the day of the murder, you were in Studio 2, in the trailer Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Oh, poor Edgeworth. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. The day of the murder. I entered the trial a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4 p.m. There were to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was ready, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. Need to actually reclaim the voice real quick. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey head toppling over. Van added to the court records. Manella used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. The day of the murder. Are you sure you entered before noon? By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same can be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. Oof. Poor Edgeworth. No one is giving him the time of day to do anything. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4, and with the rehearsal scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. There we go. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. Nah, Edgeworth, I know you want to just yell at Phoenix right then, but I feel like you also banged your desk 100% with the intent to irritate her. It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had the time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish you'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure we'll find something kind of contradiction she says somewhere. Do. Let's go look at our evidence. Doop, boop, 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 boop. What can prove she didn't eat the steak? Sleeping pills, no. Hey, wait a minute. Traces of pills in a large... Whenever we went to Studio 2, we were told that they were eating steak, but we never actually saw bones there. I want to present to you a plate. Hey, it worked. Ha, as I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the studio trailer. Yet, there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak. I wanted to kind of yell, you ate the bone too, but that's clearly the wrong answer. You didn't eat any steaks during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like the incinerator. I see. Then what Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hand. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Mr. Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that you would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was the murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using it as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. It's the picture of the accident. Look, it clearly killed someone when used there. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. I can sense it too, with my fey blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence here. Your Honor. Okay, fine, it's the duct tape spear, I guess. I was gonna like, see? Look, you could kill someone on the fence. Therefore, it's not guaranteed to be the fence. Take that! But everyone just called me out. Like, I had good reason behind my options. You can't just be like, you're wrong. No, shut up and sit down. I I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. How about that is the murder weapon? Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning accident scene run-through, but someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? I think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here. I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai sword was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your comments can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this weapon then. Now I present the picture. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jackhammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this child will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studio. Oh, what does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? What? Say it. Has happened again. Clearly, because you don't need that much strength to push a man off of, like, a staircase. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then, she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs of the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died on the same way that he caused another man to die. That was in Edgeworth's voice. 5 years ago. There we go, that was it. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magic costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting in the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45, but Jack Hammer had been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume. There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with this body? I bet she had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. And the truck. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1 and used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There has to be rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manella has to have been the conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Ms. Vasquez, shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? Uh, Everyone's all like, just, they don't know how to respond. We won. Um, so, what happens next? Don't question mark me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer? Okay. I guess she did it. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did, Mr. Wright? We just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right? But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? What? Order! Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, that's the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but, there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? No one to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. You come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Ms. Vasquez. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Mrs. Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed, verily, I say ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why does Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict after all that? Edgeworth? After finding the body. I kind of want to stop it here since we're right at the 20-minute mark and we're going into a new section, but I don't think we'll have 20 more minutes for, like, another episode. So I'm just going to run on through, and if it runs long, it runs long. If not, then you'll just get a slightly longer episode.